Hello, guys, and welcome to Herald of Grace Apologetics. My name is Jordan, and today we are going to be talking about a particular article related sa pinaka-latest na content natin about the suggested dilemma of a TikToker atheist or atheist TikToker. Ang kanyang name is Sith Historian. So meron siyang suggested dilemma about Nazi pointing a gun to a Christian or a Jew, and under or inside the basement ay may mga tao din doon at pinapaamin siya. So yun yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Alright, let's go! So here is the article. Ito po ay the title of the article, Why It Is Never Right to Lie. An example of John Frame's influence on my approach to ethics. At ang author po nito ay si Wayne Grudem, isang theologian na merong book. Actually, parang marami ang tumatangkilik sa kanyang systematic theology. So yeah, si Wayne Grudem, research professor of theology and biblical studies sa Phoenix Seminary at Phoenix, Arizona, or in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, so this is a 20-page article, and we are not going to read all of the details in this article, but we are going to present very important, or read very important things dito. So here is hindi pala siya dilemma, 'di ba? Sa napanood ninyo doon sa atheist TikToker, dalawa lang yung options. So originally hindi pala siya dilemma, it is a trilemma. Trilemma dahil tatlo. So problem, Nazis at the door, Jews at the basement, or say Christians at the door and then Jews in the basement. So, pinapaamin ka, should you tell the truth and not protect the lives, or should you lie to protect the lives? Or there's a 3 option. Say nothing, don't respond. So, ano ang indication when you say nothing, di ba? So, Frame inclines to 1 or 3, but problems. Okay, problems. Doon sa una kong video, since na it is very short, I emphasized na regardless if we tell the truth, then this is the life that we choose as a Christian, di ba? There is a cost of following Jesus, but there is actually a third option. Now, again, we're not going to read everything I just highlighted. Very important and meaty information and principle regarding this discussion or in this article. So una, definition of lying. It is important to clarify at the outset exactly what is being discussed. The question is the narrow one of verbal affirmation of something one believes to be false in this sense. So ano daw yung lying? It is the narrow one of verbal affirmation of something one believes to be false in this sense. Lying is affirming in speech or writing something you believe to be false. Ulitin ko po. Lying is affirming in speech or writing something you believe to be false. Now, there are several related acts that are not included in this definition. So, ano-ano yung mga action? Ang tawag natin dito ay nuances. Okay? Merong mga certain actions na hindi naman considered as lying. Pero pwede nating i-consider as an action in order for a person to actually, or in order for us to actually preserve the life of our Christian neighbor. So, una, silence. Okay? Silence. This is saying nothing. So, silence is not exactly an affirmation of anything. So, note, Jesus' silence in Matthew 26:63. So, sa pamamagitan ng pananahimik, for example, nahuli ka, okay, nahuli ka. Ngayon, pinapaamin ka nasaan ang hideout ng mga Christians dito. And ang sagot, hindi ka sasagot. Hindi ka magsasabing hindi ko alam dahil alam mo, di ba? So that would be equivalent to lying. Pero hindi ka magsasalita. You will say nothing about the information. So of course, merong consequence 'yon sa iyong buhay as an individual. But again, we are talking about those options being suggested. Are you to lie? Are you to tell the truth, or are you to remain silent? So the safest is to remain silent. At least dalawa yung matatamaan natin, preserving life. 'Di ba? Second, nonverbal actions intended to mislead or deceive someone. An action is something that happens. It is neither true or false, like a verbal affirmation or something. An example is leaving a light on in your house when we are away for a weekend. An observer may rightly conclude the Grudems left a light on, but that may or not prove that we are at home. So parang correspondence theory of truth, no, na unless pasukin mo yung bahay, hindi mo ma-affirm kung may tao ba talaga doon. Pero tayo, lumalabas tayo ng bahay, we will leave our lights on para yung mga tao na dumadaan doon would expect na, uy, hindi natin nanakawan yung loob or lulusubin yung loob kasi merong tao dyan. So ganon. So it is an action to mislead an enemy or an infiltrator na pumasok sa bahay or patayin yung ilaw para, okay, lusubin man nila yung bahay. Ang expectation ng magnanakaw, walang tao sa bahay. Pero actually meron at nakaabang lang sila doon na pumasok yung magnanakaw at mahuli ito. Okay? So that's not lying. Number 3, ironic statements, especially in humor, that are not truly affirmations when understood rightly. Okay, for example, na pinapaamin ka, okay, nasaan ang hideout ng mga Christians? Siguro tapos ang mga sagot mo is through irony. Siguro nasa outer space sila ngayon. so mga ganon. Number 4, hyperbole. These are not intended to be mistaken as literally true, but they use impossible exaggeration for rhetorical effect. It took me forever to write this chapter. First, take the log out of your own eye. Okay. So basically, ang principle ng hyperbole is from Matthew 7:5, 'di ba, na in order for you to resist the temptation of looking lustfully sa isang babae, so you have to pluck your eye. That's not in a literal sense, that is in hyperbole. Okay, so ganun yon. And last but not the least, unintentional falsehood. For example, you may be misinformed and then affirmed something that is actually false, but this is not something you believe to be false, so it does not fit the definition of lying. So tayo as Christians, meron tayo mga experiences na nakakapagsabi tayo ng mga bagay na actually hindi talaga totoo, but that is unintentional falsehood. Like for example, saan nagpunta si Juan? Nakita ko siyang dumaan dito siguro sa Robinson. Kasi ito yung way papuntang Robinson, di ba? But actually, pagpunta ng tao dun sa Robinson, biglang nagalit siya sa'yo na wala naman dito sinungaling, inakusan. Actually, that's not lying, okay? That person may have a fault siguro, but that's unintentional lying kasi wala siyang knowledge talaga na nandoon, but the information was false. So but yung intention niya to actually tell the information to that person ay hindi naman talaga intentional lying, okay, in that particular sense. So I hope yung mga nuances dito ay clear sa atin. And let's move on sa second part. Doon sa pinaka sagot noong dilemma ni ang tawag dito? Dilemma ni Sith historian. All right, Sith historian. Okay, so let's go. Lying in order to protect life. So sabi dito, there do not seem to be any scripture passages that lead us to this conclusion that lying is sometimes necessary to protect a human life. So ibig sabihin, absolutely wrong ang lying. But people have brought up some situations that seem specifically or especially difficult. One example is a Christian during World War II who is hiding some Jewish persons in the basement of his house. And some Nazi soldiers come to the door and ask him if he is hiding any Jews in the house. Isn't it better to lie to protect life than tell the truth and bring about the death of these Jews? Ito yung na-mention ko sa isa kong video na if yun yung nasabi mo talaga, 'di ba? Because your conviction. Wala ka ng time na pag-aralan at basahin itong article ni Wayne Grudem, no? Nandun ka na sa ganong position at nasabi mo talaga yung totoo, that decision is still wise. However, again, there is a third option, which is silence. Okay? And that is also wise. Maybe may purpose ang Panginoon to prolong the life. But again, let's continue reading. Interestingly, Augustine, in about AD 395, treated a similar situation of a bishop named Firmus, who was hiding a righteous person who was fleeing from the corrupt emperor, and the emperor's message came to capture the person. The bishop refused to lie, but neither would he disclose the hiding place. The emperor's message apparently tried to force him to disclose the hiding place, and as a result, he suffered many torments of body, but he stood firm on his purpose. Kasi as Christians, alam na talaga natin kung ano yung mangyari sa atin. Na-mention ko to sa unang video ko. You will be persecuted. So you did not tell the truth. You also did not tell a lie. You remain silent. You remain, you resist to disclose the hiding place by affirming silence sa iyong sarili. And eventually, by his courage, he obtained a pardon from the emperor himself for the man he was protecting. Augustine says, what conduct could be more brave and constant? Augustine thought it would have been wrong to lie, even for the purpose of protecting a human life. Napakaganda. Okay? Napakaganda. So, actually, yung nasa video ni Sith Historian, it's actually not a new, if gagamitin niya yung argument kasi he is positing a dilemma. So it's actually not a new argument. Augustine already treated that kind of argument in his time. Okay, so I hope this video shed some light in a wider application, in a wider sense. So, paano ba yan? If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content of Herald of Grace Apologetics. Once again, my name is Jordan, and see you next time. Peace.